When Qiao Enhao first fell in love with Lu Jinian, her dreams were constantly filled with him. As time went by, she became afraid of seeing him. Whenever he was near her, she would be drowned in fear and anxiety. And these feelings only intensified after the events 3 months ago. At this very moment, Lu Jinian was sitting behind her. All her senses heightened as she grew aware of his voice and his breath. Her palms got soaked with sweat from her anxiety. Lu Jinian and the director's conversation centered around movies and dramas. Even though Lu Jinian didn't say much, Qiao Enhao's heart trembled at his every word. No longer able to withstand the pressure, Qiao Enhao put down her chopsticks, threw the excuse of toilet to Jiameng, and stood up. But the moment she stood up, Lu Jinian stood up as well. Was it a coincidence or was it deliberate? The washroom was behind Qiao Enhao and the dining hall exit was behind Lu Jinian. Hence, just as she turned, he turned as well. Their gazes collided. Just a glance at Lu Jinian caused Qiao Enhao to frantically lower her head, avoiding his eyes. The two of them now have been married for 5 months, but the news had never been publicized. To the public, the two of them were strangers to each other. Qiao Enhao clenched her fists tightly, trying to calm her rapidly pounding heart. Attempting to act like everyone else, as though they were indeed strangers, she greeted him politely, "Good evening, Mr. Lu." Lu Jinian remained straight-faced, not moving, his gaze uncertain, giving the impression that he hadn't heard Qiao Enhao's greeting at all. After a long while, he suddenly blinked. Turning, he took a detour before taking long strides out the dining hall. From the very beginning, he hadn't taken a single glance at Qiao Enhao, as though the woman in front of him wasn't the wife he had married 5 months ago. Lu Jinian had a cold and aloof personality that made it difficult for others to get close. His authority in the entertainment industry further instilled fear in others, forcing them to behave carefully around him. The moment he left the dining hall, the atmosphere gradually heightened, returning to the boisterous affair of before his arrival. But because he had come, people naturally started gossiping about him. Lu Jinian is indeed a legend of the industry. He's not just a legend, he is an unbelievable miracle. For the past 10 years since his debut, there wasn't any gossip or backlash. He has also built his own empire from scratch. It's said that he entered the industry as a poor boy without any background. After 4 years, his fame skyrocketed, and he clinched the Best Male Actor award for 6 consecutive years. Out of the 10 movies voted online as classics, he appeared in 6, in only 2 of them not as the lead.